Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well today, and that you're going to have an amazing weekend. Today, I want to discuss some more travel tips. I had alluded to this before, and here's 5 more tips I have for going to Japan. Let's go, let's get right into it. The first tip that I have for you is definitely do your research as to when you want to come to Japan. The most common time of the year that people will come to Japan is during the cherry blossom season. Here is the estimated map for 2024 as to when the cherry blossom season will start and end in most of the major cities of Japan. A multitude of factors can change when the cherry blossoms will start to open and blossom. So it's definitely a crapshoot when you're trying to book a trip to Japan for the cherry blossom festivals. The maps will update as you get closer to the cherry blossom season, but you're just gonna have to take your best guess. And one of the things that makes it harder is this is the most popular time to come to Japan. So you need to book out as soon as possible. The sooner you book out for this time of year, the better your odds will be with finding a good accommodation, and having better accommodation definitely will make your trip better. For 2024, I decided that I'm going to stay at a hotel this year because I had waited till June to start looking for a place to stay. And I didn't see a lot of places that I really liked on Airbnb at the time. So I found a really nice hotel in Tokyo Bay and I booked it. As of recording, which is July 4th, it's booked solid for that entire time and there are no rooms available. So if you decide that you're going to go to Japan for the cherry blossom season, you need to book as soon as possible. Now, unless you're forced to go only during these months or you have a specific criteria that you want to do during this time, I do not recommend that you go between the end of May to the end of August. Why these months? Would I not want to go to Japan and advise you probably think twice about going to Japan then? The end of May is the start of their rainy season. It lasts until about the end of June, and then it gets really freaking hot. Now me, I don't like the heat. Some people may enjoy it, but there are days in Tokyo in July and August where it gets to be about 115 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hard enough without any humidity, but the average summertime humidity in Japan, especially Tokyo, is right around 90%. So definitely the 5 months that I would say to absolutely go and have fun would be March, April, September, October, and November. If you'd like to experience Christmas in a different cultural perspective, definitely try coming to Japan in December. They take Christmas decorations to an entirely new level, and it's one thing that I want to see myself. Now, just something to note about that time of year. Only about 1% of the population of Japan are Christians, so they're adapting the fun, festive things about the solstice. Christmas Day is also very much a couples holiday over there, kind of like Valentine's Day Part 1. It's also the most common day to get married over there. Now, if you're planning on coming during the winter months, you'll need to do your due diligence and definitely research what you want to do and where you want to stay. Do you see this map right here? Do you see all those white and blue areas? That's the snow line. Japan has some of the snowiest areas in the entire world. Take the city of Aomori, for example. It's the city and prefecture that's the most northern point in the main island of Japan. Every year in the city center of Aomori, they average about 21 feet of snowfall a year. In the mountains just outside of the city of Aomori, they get up to 60 feet or more of snow. You did not hear that wrong. That was 60 feet of snow. So tip number 2 for today revolves around eyewear. If you have sunglasses, don't bring them to Japan. Now this comes from my personal experience. I've been wearing glasses since I was 6. And I've been using transition lenses nonstop since I was 16. Transitions lenses are the ones that change to sunglasses whenever they detect UV light. So it's just something that I don't notice that when I step outside, they immediately turn to sunglasses. It's just normal for me now. The reason I say leave the sunglasses at home is definitely a difference in our cultures. Over here in the West, when we are trying to determine someone's facial expressions, we tend to generate to looking at their mouth. It's definitely something that became more apparent when we had to start masking up. Now, for the Japanese, they read everybody's emotions through their eyes. My host in 2020, Chico, had commented about my sunglasses, letting me know that others might find it very rude that I'm wearing these. They do have glasses with a tint on them, but you can still see the person's eyes very well. And it's not to say that they don't wear sunglasses at all, just my interpretation from what I observed. The few times that I saw someone wearing sunglasses, they just wanted to be left alone, to kind of blend in or not be recognized. I'm sure you can get away with this by playing the gaijin card. For me, who's socially awkward at my best, I wouldn't want to make someone uncomfortable, so that's why I'm just going to get a second pair of glasses. And it's just good rule of thumb when you're traveling to have a backup pair of glasses. If something happens to the pair that you're wearing, hey, guess what? You got a spare in your bag. For me, I'll just get a second pair from Warby Parker. It would definitely be a lot easier than trying to go to an optometrist in Japan. My next tip is the convenience stores. Make use of the Kombinis. They will be your best friend while you are there in Japan. Locals use them for everything. If you want to buy concert tickets while you're there, you actually have to go to 7-Eleven or the other convenies in order to buy the tickets. You can't just buy them online on Ticketmaster over there. Now, the three big ones are LAWSON's, 7-Eleven, and Family Mart. In the major cities, you will basically find one of these on any corner. The prepared food section is actually really good. Compared to the 7-Eleven food that we have here in America, that's fine dining in comparison. I can personally recommend, if you're there, go to a 7-Eleven and get an egg salad sandwich. It is the best egg salad sandwich I've ever had in my life. The Japanese take sandwiches to a whole new level over there. Another that I absolutely love from 7-Eleven. They have a dessert sandwich where it is white bread with strawberries, whipped cream, and custard. It is so good, and I believe it was only 170 yen. I could have lived off those things. So tip number 4 for today is definitely to mind your manners. I will make a full video just on etiquette that I believe everybody should know when they go to visit Japan. You don't want to accidentally upset someone and get the stare of disapproval, because trust me, the stare of disapproval is real, and they will look right through your soul. The few times I got it, it still haunts me. As I said before, when you travel outside of the country, you represent us. So try to be the best version of yourself. I'm not saying you can't wear a geeky shirt when you go to Akihabara. That's kind of expected. Just dress appropriately for where you're going and what you're going to be doing. And then by showing the locals that you're putting in the effort, they will appreciate it that much more. They will definitely give you leeway on things because you're a foreigner, but just don't rely on it. Don't make it your crutch. Again, I will go into much further detail in my etiquette video. Looking at what I have scheduled for my uploads, I think I should have it out in about 2 or 3 weeks. Now, my 5th tip for today. Don't stay in Tokyo. Yes, Tokyo is the megacity, and there are things to do that will keep you occupied for an entire trip. And also that when you think of Japan, Tokyo is kind of the thing that comes to mind. But I highly recommend that you get the JR pass and at least spend a few days outside of the megacity of Tokyo. Even if you just go to Kyoto for a few days to check out the awesome castles and the bamboo forest. Wouldn't that be a great memory to have? There are culture and experience that you just can't get in Tokyo. And that's one thing that I suggest that you take away from your trip. Now, do things become less English friendly as you go away from Tokyo? Yes. However, it's a trade-off that I think is very easy to recommend and then also to fix. As I've said before, Google Translate is far from perfect, but it will get your point across as long as you keep your prompts short. I've used it, and then also some locals have used it to try to communicate with me. When I went to the Maid Cafe, the manager approached me, showing me his phone, and it was a Google Translate translation saying that there was a 20-minute wait. I nodded and said hi to acknowledge that I understood. Or when I was in Hiroshima and I didn't have the vocabulary skills to tell the clerk at the train station that I needed to exchange my tickets to ones that would go to Tokyo today, I didn't have the vocabulary skills to tell him what I needed, so I broke out Google Translate and he was able to understand it. The point that I'm trying to make is don't let this hold you back. Get out of Tokyo for at least a few days. Experience those things in Tokyo that you wouldn't be able to get there. As for me in 2024, I plan on spending at least an overnight in Kyoto. I want to see the bamboo forest. I want to see some of the older castles and the history. I plan on going back to Hiroshima because I still had more to experience while I was there. And I do want to spend one night in rural Japan to see the life that these people live outside of the megacity. Well, you guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well and you're going to have an amazing weekend. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.